Hello, my name is Professor Dave.
Hello, my name is Professor Heather.
And we are...
Scientists.
Now, we are used to working in the same laboratory, but we can't do that at the moment. So we've been experimenting with ways that we can send one object all the way through space to each other using science.
We're here today to share with you our exciting discoveries.
Welcome to the wonderful world of duplication and cellular teleportation.
I can imagine that there's a few adults at home that don't have a Scooby-Doo clue what we're talking about.
But fear not, because we are here to help you. First things first, health and safety.
Point 1.
You may have noticed that we are wearing these.
It is very important when conducting science experiments to keep your hands protected.
And you can wear any color you want.
Point 2.
You may have noticed that we are also wearing these.
It is very important when conducting science experiments to protect your eyes.
Now, we are professional scientists, so we are wearing professional science goggles. But if you do not have any professional science goggles, do not worry.
You may want to wear swimming goggles.
You may want to wear sunglasses.
You may even want to wear these glasses.
Point 3.
Having an assistant is extremely important. Professor Dave is my assistant.
And Professor Heather is my assistant. So when it comes to you doing your own experiments, make sure you find a sensible adult to be your assistant.
Now, let's do some experiments.
Duplication and cellular teleportation is the science of turning one object into two objects and then sending one of those objects through space.
In order to conduct your experiment, you will need a teleportation vessel. My teleportation vessel is a cardboard box.
And my teleportation vessel is this tartan baggie. Now, in this first experiment, Professor Heather is going to attempt to send an apple through space all the way from her home laboratory to my home laboratory, and it should end up in my baggie. Professor Heather, don't eat the apple.
I'm putting the apple into the teleportation vessel.
Goggles on. Professor Heather will now very carefully put a drop of special formula into her teleportation vessel.
Now begin the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Professor Dave, has the duplication been successful?
I believe it has, Professor Heather. It has been a complete success.
Is it identical?
It certainly is, right down to the bite marks.
How interesting.
Take a note of that, Professor Heather. Now, experiment number 2. I have a wooden spoon that I would like to send to Professor Heather. I will place it in the tartan baggie.
Now Professor Dave will take his special homemade formula, pour a tiny bit onto a spoon and pour it into the teleportation vessel.
We will now begin the countdown. 5,
5, 4.
4, 3, 2, 1. As you can see, my wooden spoon is still here. Has it duplicated at your end, Professor Heather?
No, not quite. There has been extreme size reduction.
It's really tiny. Wow, that is very interesting.
Take a note, please, Professor Dave.
I certainly will.
This is a perfect example of how objects can change mid-teleportation.
We have discovered that some objects change size, color, temperature. Some of them even change completely when they go through teleportation. Now, experiment number 3.
This is a toothbrush. I am putting the toothbrush into the teleportation box.
Professor Heather will now place a tiny drop of special formula into the, oh, that was quite a lot, into the box.
Now the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Professor Dave, do you have a toothbrush?
Yeah, it's in the bathroom. Do you want me to get it?
Do you have a toothbrush in the tartan baggie?
Oh, no. I got this. What is this? It's a giant feather duster, look. How interesting. Would you take a note of that, please, Professor Heather? Well, now you can see how exciting the world of science can be, especially with duplication and cellular teleportation.
We are fascinated to find out if other scientists have the same or different fascinating discoveries.
First, you'll need a mixing receptacle and a mixing device. Professor Heather is using a bowl and a wee spoon. We start with the natural dry ingredients. These can be pretty much anything that you find outside that you're allowed to pick up. Professor Heather has gathered leaves, stones, tiny wee sticks, grass, and feathers. Next, there may be some kitchen items that are useful. Professor Heather has rice, herbs, oh lovely, lemon peel, lentils, and maybe not the toaster, Professor Heather. Look around the house to see what you can use and make sure to check which items are suitable with your adult assistant. Now, carefully add a selection of the dry ingredients to your mixing chamber. Yep, bit of grass, good. Some tiny sticks, leaves, oh yeah, rice. Very nice. Now, no formula is complete without gassy globules, or to give them their scientific title, bubbles. To achieve bubbles, Professor Heather is using bubble bath, but you could use washing up liquid or shampoo. Add some of the bubbles to the bowl. Lovely. Now it's time to add your liquid ingredients. You may want to use colour transmogrificator. Your adult assistant may know this as food colouring or paint. Put a tiny drop of this in some water. Wow! Pour some of this into your mixing receptacle. Use caution to avoid spillage. Oh, it may be wise to keep a towel close at hand. Oh look, we have bubbles. Now, it is time to mix. Go on, Professor Heather, mix. Looking good. I think we're ready to bottle. Professor Heather is using a plastic bottle, but you can use a jar or a test tube. But under no circumstances use a shoe. No. Using a funnel, very carefully pour the liquid into your chosen receptacle. Make sure the lid is tightly sealed. And shake! 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 Go on, Professor Heather, shake! Wow! Great formula, Professor Heather! Well, now you have all the tools that you need to create your own experiments.
Good luck, and let us know how you get on.